You ever looked around your apartment and felt completely overwhelmed by the sheer amount of stuff you've accumulated over the years? You're not alone. For many seniors, the thought of decluttering can feel daunting, almost like climbing a mountain without a map. But here's the good news. Decluttering doesn't have to be exhausting or overwhelming. In fact, it can be one of the most liberating experiences you'll ever have. Imagine opening your closet without clothes tumbling out, or walking into your living room without tripping over piles of magazines. A clutter-free space isn't just about aesthetics, it's about creating an environment that makes daily living safer, simpler, and more enjoyable. Studies even show that a tidy home can improve mental health and reduce stress, especially for seniors navigating a lot of change. In this video, I'll share how I managed to declutter my entire apartment in just 1 week, breaking down the process into simple, manageable steps tailored for seniors. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's transform your space together, one room at a time. The biggest mistake most people make when they start decluttering is trying to tackle everything at once. It's easy to get overwhelmed, especially when years' worth of items have piled up. That's why I began my decluttering journey with what I call the one drawer rule. The idea is simple. Choose just one drawer, any drawer, and commit to decluttering it completely. Maybe it's the infamous junk drawer in your kitchen, or a nightstand filled with forgotten items. Starting small builds momentum without exhausting you right off the bat. As I sorted through my first drawer, I asked 3 simple questions. Do I need this? Do I use this? Does this add joy to my life? If the answer was no to all 3, it went straight into a donate or trash pile. This method not only made the process feel achievable, but also gave me a little boost of accomplishment early on. For seniors, starting small also means less physical strain and a chance to build confidence before moving on to bigger tasks. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. By focusing on one small area at a time, you'll gradually build up the energy and motivation to tackle more. 1 drawer turned into 2, then 3, and before I knew it, I was ready to move on to entire rooms without feeling overwhelmed. Once I got into the rhythm of decluttering, I realized I needed a system to make decisions quickly and efficiently. That's where the 3-box method came in handy. 1 box for items to keep, 1 for donations, and 1 for trash. This method is perfect for seniors because it simplifies decision-making and keeps things organized as you go. As I moved from drawer to closet to bookshelf, I made sure to handle each item only once. No second guessing, no maybe piles. If I hesitated for more than a few seconds, it went into the donate or toss box. This method not only saved time, but also prevented the dreaded clutter shuffle, where you just move stuff from one spot to another without actually getting rid of anything. I quickly realized that most of the things I was holding on to weren't serving any real purpose. Old clothes that no longer fit, gadgets I hadn't touched in years, and knickknacks that collected more dust than joy, all went into the donate or toss boxes. By sticking to this method, I could visibly see progress, which made me want to keep going. And the best part, knowing that the items I donated could actually help someone else brought a sense of fulfillment to the process. Closets are often one of the most cluttered spaces in any home, and for me, it was no different. Clothes I hadn't worn in years took up valuable space, making it hard to find what I actually loved and wore regularly. That's when I discovered the hanger trick, a simple yet effective way to figure out what truly deserves a spot in your wardrobe. Here's how it works. Turn all your hangers backward at the start of your decluttering week. Every time you wear something, hang it back the right way. After a few months, anything still hanging backward is a clear sign that it's time to let it go. For seniors, this method is a game changer because it eliminates the guesswork and emotional attachment to clothes you don't wear. It's a straightforward visual way to see what's actually useful. As I sorted through my closet, I realized I was holding on to clothes out of guilt, gifts I never wore, or someday outfits that didn't fit my current lifestyle. By focusing on what I truly wore and loved, I made space not just in my closet, but in my mind too. The result? A wardrobe that was lighter, simpler, and filled only with things that made me feel good. And trust me, starting your day by choosing from clothes you actually like makes a world of difference. If there's one area that seems to multiply overnight, it's paperwork. From old bills and bank statements to sentimental letters and photos, paper clutter can quickly spiral out of control. For seniors, it can be especially overwhelming. After all, each piece of paper might feel like a part of your personal history. The solution that worked wonders for me was the touch it once rule. The idea is simple. Every piece of paper you pick up must be dealt with immediately. File it, shred it, or toss it. No more putting things aside for later, which, let's be honest, rarely comes. I started with a mountain of paperwork on my dining table, sorting each piece into 3 categories. Essential documents, sentimental keepsakes, and trash. Bills and medical documents went into labeled folders, old magazines and expired coupons went straight to recycling, and a few special cards found a home in a small memory box. Digitizing important papers was a game changer too. Using a simple app to scan and save documents not only cleared physical space, but also gave me peace of mind. For sentimental items, a tip I love is taking photos of old letters or cards and creating a digital memory book. That way you can let go of the physical clutter without losing the memories. This approach made tackling my paper piles manageable and, surprisingly, even a little therapeutic. For many of us, the hardest part of decluttering isn't deciding what to keep. It's letting go of items that carry sentimental value. Gifts from loved ones, childhood mementos, and souvenirs from past travels can make us feel guilty for even considering tossing them. But here's the truth. Holding on to everything doesn't honor the memories. It only creates chaos. I found a way to preserve the sentiment without keeping the stuff. The memory box method. The idea is to limit your keepsakes to a single box, which forces you to be selective. As I sorted through old letters, knickknacks, and photo frames, I asked myself, does this item represent a memory I truly want to revisit, or am I keeping it out of guilt? If it didn't spark a genuine smile or a warm memory, it didn't make the cut. Another tip that worked wonders was taking photos of sentimental items before letting them go. A picture of a childhood toy or a quick note about the story behind an object saved the memory without the clutter. For gifts that I never used but felt guilty discarding, I reminded myself the love and intention behind the gift mattered more than the object itself. By donating them, I knew they'd bring joy to someone else. Letting go wasn't easy, but it was incredibly freeing. It reminded me that memories live in our hearts, not in our stuff. The kitchen is often the heart of the home, but when it is cluttered with mismatched containers, unused gadgets, and expired pantry items, it can quickly become a source of stress. For seniors, navigating an overcrowded kitchen isn't just frustrating, it can also be unsafe. That's why I focused on simplifying my kitchen first, using the countertop clear rule. If you don't use it daily, it doesn't belong on the counter. I started by emptying one cabinet at a time, laying everything out to see just how much I'd accumulated. The first step was to get rid of duplicates, because really, who needs 5 spatulas? Then came the expiration check for canned goods and spices. I was shocked to find items that had expired years ago hiding in the back of the pantry. My tip? Keep a pen handy to write purchase dates on new items as soon as you bring them home. It saves so much guessing later on. For appliances and gadgets, I used the 90-day rule. If I hadn't used it in the last 3 months, it either got donated or stored in an out-of-the-way spot. Drawer organizers and clear bins were game changers too, keeping everything visible and easy to reach. With countertops clear and cabinets less crowded, cooking suddenly became enjoyable again. The kitchen transformed from a stress zone into a space where I could actually find and enjoy the things I use every day. If there's one room that can accumulate clutter faster than any other, it's the bathroom. Half-used bottles of shampoo, expired medications, and drawers overflowing with random toiletries can make even a quick morning routine feel chaotic. For seniors, an overstuffed bathroom isn't just inconvenient, it can also be a safety hazard. I decided to start with the medicine cabinet, using the 6-month rule for anything health. If I hadn't used it in the past 6 months, or if it was expired, it went straight into a discard pile. Be sure to check local guidelines for safely disposing of medications. Many pharmacies offer free disposal services. Next came the vanity and shower area. I sorted products into 3 categories: daily essentials, occasional use, and trash. Only daily essentials earned a spot on the counter, while occasional items were stored in labeled baskets under the sink. Drawer dividers made a world of difference in keeping things organized and easy to find. I also downsized towels and washcloths, keeping just enough for a week and donating the rest to local shelters. Simplifying my bathroom not only made it easier to keep clean, but also made my mornings more relaxed. Less clutter meant fewer decisions and a smoother start to the day. For seniors looking to simplify, a clutter-free bathroom can significantly reduce stress and even lower the risk of falls and accidents. The living room should be a place to relax, not a dumping ground for unread magazines, outdated decor, and knickknacks that collect dust. For seniors, a cluttered living room can feel overwhelming and even pose tripping hazards. My approach to decluttering this space was all about maximizing both comfort and safety. I started with the 5-minute sweep method, setting a timer for 5 minutes and grabbing anything that didn't belong: empty cups, old newspapers, and stray shoes. It's amazing how much you can clear in just a few focused minutes. Next came the bookshelves and coffee tables. The rule was simple: keep only what I genuinely loved or used regularly. That meant donating novels I wouldn't reread and keeping just a few favorite decor pieces. When it came to sentimental items like family photos and souvenirs, I limited myself to a single shelf to keep the room from feeling cluttered. Hidden storage was a lifesaver. Ottomans with built-in compartments and a simple basket for remote controls and chargers made the room feel tidy without sacrificing convenience. Reducing clutter also made cleaning so much easier. No more dusting around dozens of tiny objects. The result? A living room that felt spacious, calming, and truly welcoming. For Sini, a clutter-free living area isn't just visually pleasing, it also makes moving around safer and more comfortable, turning the heart of the home into a sanctuary. Decluttering my apartment in just 1 week felt incredible, but I knew the real challenge would be keeping it that way. That's where a few simple habits came into play. The first rule I adopted was the 1 in, 1 out method. Whenever I brought something new into my home, I committed to removing something old. This simple practice prevented clutter from creeping back in. Another game changer was the 10-minute tidy before bed. Spending just 10 minutes putting things back in place made a world of difference in how my home felt the next morning. For seniors, these small, consistent actions are much more manageable than tackling big decluttering projects all at once. Monthly check-ins also became a routine. Walking through each room to see what could be donated or thrown away helped me stay on top of things. I also created a maybe box for items I was hesitant to let go of. The rule? If I didn't miss them, after 6 months, they were donated. This took the pressure off making instant decisions while still moving things out of sight. Maintaining a clutter-free home is about progress, not perfection. The goal isn't to have a picture-perfect space, but to create an environment that's easy to live in and genuinely brings you joy. With these simple habits, I've been able to keep my apartment clear and calming long after my 1-week declutter. If I can do it, so can you. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how quickly your home transforms into a space you truly love.